So I want to talk about Ressa Tessa. And y'all probably ain't finna like what I'm about to say. And if you already gonna get offended, then go ahead and scroll on. I don't really give a fuck, because I'm gonna say it anyway. But I feel as if the whole reason why that whole series blew up, and there was another creator that was talking about this, and really I'm piggybacking off of like what she said, because definitely she was saying the same things that I was thinking in my own head, right? And the reason why those of us that think differently, we think outside the box, we have a different perspective, is because we are leaders, not followers. You see, a lot of y'all are followers, and y'all just go with what's trending. Y'all just go with what everybody else is doing, and y'all want to just all conform to what everybody else is saying or thinking, because you don't want to be perceived a certain way. You don't want to be perceived as a hater. You don't want to be perceived as, damn, what's going on with his car? That shit is smoking, bro. Are you okay? Okay, I hope that person's car is okay. I'm like, this, it's like all this exhaust is coming from this smoke. Damn. Okay. Anyway, back to, don't get distracted. Okay, but basically, shit. Basically, a lot of people in the world are followers, and they just follow what everybody else is doing instead of having a mind of their own, or even just having their own opinions, because they'd rather adopt the opinions and perspectives of other people instead of standing on their own opinions and their own perspectives, even if they may be, you know, an outlier, even if they may be the total opposite of what everyone else is thinking. It's like there are people that are so there are people that are so strong and confident in who they are that they are going to stand on what they believe in, even if they are standing alone. And there are people that are not as strong and not as confident, that they're afraid to stand alone. They're afraid to stand against the crowd. They would rather be amongst the crowd, even if it means going against how they feel, because they would rather feel safer in the crowd because they feel safer in numbers, versus people that are actually confident and not afraid to stand alone. Okay, because if you are not afraid to stand alone, and you will confidently 2 feet 10 toes down stand alone, you are a leader. If you're afraid to stand alone and have your own opinion and your own perspective, and you rather just adopt what everybody else is doing and just follow what everybody else is doing, then you are a follower. Honestly, statistics has proven that about like majority of the world are followers. There's a small percentage of people that are leaders, and there is a tiny percentage of people that are the elite, the bosses. Okay, so if majority of the world are followers, then of course everyone's gonna follow suit. So here's how I feel. I just feel like when the whole Ressa Tessa series came out of Who the Fuck Did I Marry, and everyone is talking about it, it's flooding our For You page and everything, and people are talking about like they watched the video or whatever, I just feel like everybody needed a distraction. Think about what's going on in the world right now. We are literally living in World War III, okay? Like a genocide is going on as we speak. There are bombs being dropped on Palestine as we speak right now. Okay, there's a silent genocide going on in Congo. There are people that are being starved and malnourished in Palestine, Congo, Syria, Sudan, Yemen, Haiti. There is so much that is going on in other countries around the world, and that is what was the main focus since October 7th. You know what I'm saying? Like that has been, because October 7th is where it was like big mainstream and everyone was able to see what was happening. But of course it had been existing well before October 7th, but October 7th was like the big explosion. Here we go. It's like the ball dropped pretty much, you know. But ever since then, all you have been seeing like on social media is talking about, you know, the genocide and how we have to do what we can to help, you know, to just help bring awareness and to help boycott, to help stop this, to help us as a people help the situation. And a lot of people, I feel, just needed a distraction away from what was going on in other parts of the world, and they needed something where they can focus their time and energy on. Okay, because I guarantee you, every single time that they're posting, they're going through TikTok, they're saying a lot of stuff about the genocide, they're saying a lot of things about what's going on, and people probably want to try to ignore it. They don't want to deal with it, they don't want to face it, they want to ignore it. So if they can invest their energy into something else and distract themselves, they can do that. TikTok does this especially. They knew for a fact that if they were to push out her content on purpose, that more people would be in tune, because I'm telling you, TikTok, they push and they suppress. They suppress a lot of people's content when content is very valuable, okay? But when a person, like, they suppress a lot of that good, valuable content that's very informative and very helpful. But the content that is more so entertaining, the content that is more so drama filled, the content that is more so gonna be long enough to distract people, they're gonna keep pushing that out into the algorithm. TikTok knows exactly what the fuck they are doing, okay? So TikTok is the one that kept pushing her videos out there onto the For You page. I guarantee you it was popping up on people's For You pages and people just started watching it. And then the more that people were actually getting into it and really liking it or whatever, and the more popular it got, the more people actually wanted to watch it because it was being talked about. You know, the same thing about when a new movie comes out and everyone is talking about the new movie and other people haven't seen it and they're like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go watch that movie since people are talking about it. It was the same thing. People want to go watch her series, because it was being talked about and everyone wanted to just jump on the bandwagon, jump on board. And people that are followers, they love to hop on trends. They love to go ahead and hop on trends. Like if there's a trend going on where everyone is talking about it, they're like, I want to fit in with everybody else. So I'm going to go ahead and watch the video so now I can contribute to the conversation. And honestly, it's just like, but also I feel like at the same time, this was a huge distraction for everybody. It was a way for people to be distracted. Okay. Now, I did not fully watch the series, so I'm guaranteeing that there was something within her content where she was definitely like, through her experience, was giving other people wisdom or just insight or clarity about how to like watch out for red flags and of course to do so, whatever the case is. So of course there was, wisdom that was being offered. That is not to say that everything was just full of, but no, definitely it had to have been some wisdom that was within there, because anytime you're telling your story about what has happened and what you have learned, you come and you give the wisdom. However, a lot of people feed into drama. It's just basically like watching fucking Love and Hip Hop or those reality TV shows that everybody loves to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because people love drama. People love to watch people argue. People love to watch people fight. People love to watch other people go through, traumatic situations. People love drama. It's entertaining, because when a person can just be so engaged into someone else's drama, it distracts us away from our own issues that we have within our own lives. That's why a lot of times when you see people yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. But anyway, basically it's like people want to look into things that are drama filled because it's distracting themselves away from, one, what's going on in the world, and two, what's going on in their internal world. And it was a huge distraction for people. And because the world needed a distraction at this time, that's exactly why they pushed it out there. It's like, it was, first of all, it was wintertime. It's February. The night is getting, the nights were still short. It was cold outside, and majority, really this shit went viral more so in America, okay? And in America, you know what I'm saying? It's winter over here. So of course people ain't got shit to do. Of course they can sit up there and stare at their phone and be sitting here watching that shit. Of course they can go ahead and do that and go about their day. And people literally invested so much time and energy to it, because it's like, it's like watching you a Netflix series. It's like you want to continue to keep watching because you're getting pulled in. You know what I'm saying? But basically it's like everybody wanted to just follow and hop on the trend. And because of now, she ended up of course when people go viral, they end up going on the news. Remember that lady from last year when she was like, y'all better come up here and get one of these, it's a chicken salad, and she was on the news or whatever. Of course they're going to put people on the news when they go viral on a social media platform. Of course they're going to do that. But it's the fact that people are thinking that she got signed to an agency not necessarily off of talent alone. It was more so, it was the fact that she went viral and they're trying to profit off of her. They're like, I want to make some money. I'm going to use you as an opportunity to make me more money. I'm gonna still get you some money in the process, but really it's for me to make some fucking money. You know what I'm saying? And then people are just kind of tired where we're just like, there are so many people that are creators, that are artists, that have been working so hard, feel like they work twice as hard to get half as far, because they haven't gotten their big break. They haven't gotten their opportunity yet, because sometimes their content is very heavily suppressed. And sometimes it's just like the system, they definitely go and grab people that are not as talented, not as gifted, and give them all these opportunities, instead of actually going to the people that are actually more talented, actually more gifted, and actually will have longevity in that industry. Okay, so really it's just like ain't nobody hating, it's just us seeing the truth.